Party people, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna change it up a little bit and we are gonna do cooking with Maddie. We are gonna bake some pumpkin bread, which if you know me or you're close to me, you've probably had it before. It's great, it's my grandma's recipe and it's amazing and we're gonna make it and it's gonna be awesome. This recipe can be used as a pumpkin cake or a pumpkin bread. I'm gonna make a healthier pumpkin bread version and it's all inspired by and based on my beautiful and wonderful Grammy, and I'm super excited to show you guys the recipe and take you along with me as we make it. Okay, so first thing we're gonna wanna do is preheat the oven to 350 to let that start going, and then we're gonna gather our ingredients. So our primary ingredients are pumpkin, obviously, any kind of pumpkin works. Then you're gonna want pure maple syrup. So the original recipe calls for sugar, but like I said, I wanted this to be kind of like a breakfast bread type of thing. I didn't really want it to be like the exact cake that it usually is, the really sweet, like decadent dessert bread that it usually is. So I'm gonna go with maple syrup to sweeten, and we have some coconut oil, which is gonna take the place of, normally it would be vegetable oil. So this is just personal preference. I think it makes it a little bit thicker and just more moist and dense. So personal preference. And then obviously an all-purpose flour. You could use like a wheat flour or anything like that. The nice thing about this recipe is that it kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. So if you want it to be like super decadent, fudgy dessert, you can do that. Or if you want it to be a little bit healthier, like you feel better about the ingredients and stuff like that, you can use things like coconut oil and pure maple syrup and things like that. And then we're also gonna need 4 eggs. 4. Yes. Okay, we got a little setup here. I don't know how long it's gonna last because it's balanced perfectly so. But we're gonna start with our wet ingredients here. So like I said, 4 eggs. I'm gonna crack these little suckaroonies in there. So the only challenge with choosing to use coconut oil is you kind of want it to be wet. That way it combines well. So what I'm gonna do, oh my goodness, what I'm gonna do is take it out of here and I'm going to warm it up in the microwave to get it just liquidy, and then we're gonna combine. Now I know what you're saying, Maddie, it's gonna cook the eggs when it hits it. I promise you I'm gonna let it cool a little bit, but that's the plan for the coconut oil. Oh, see, it's already pretty soft actually, so this might not be so bad. I'm still gonna microwave it for just a little bit, just to get it nice and soft. I don't know why I said that like that. Beautiful. And like magic, it's liquid. Let's see if it's hot. Okay, it's not hot at all, so we're gonna put it right in there. See, look, it's fine. Wow, that looks beautiful. Okay, so the recipe calls for originally 2 cups of sugar, but like I said, we're swapping in the maple syrup. So I'm gonna do like a cup and like a little extra. So yeah, that's kind of how I roll. I don't really follow directions. It's kind of a character flaw. I always seem to assume that I just know better. So sorry, Grandma. Okay, so it is pumpkin cake, so obviously we need pumpkin, bro. So we're gonna, I don't know why I'm talking like this. Okay, we are gonna crack this bad boy open and scoop her in there. We're gonna, oh yeah. Oh yes, there she goes. Plop her in there. Remember as a child thinking this, just like this was pumpkin pie, and opening cans of these and just being like, oh, this one's gonna be sweet. And it never was, it was just pumpkin. So now we're gonna mix the wet ingredients here. And for some reason, I only have one thing. So we're gonna go with that. And we're just gonna mix this for now. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna slowly incorporate some flour. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of basically any kind of flour, usually all-purpose, but you can kind of do whatever you want. I'm breaking a lot of food making rules right now, but that's what I do with this recipe. I just do what I want to do. Typically when you get flour out, you want to fluff it and spoon it in because you'll get extra by kind of smashing it down. So yeah, my next scoop I might just get a little bit, like a tiny bit less. But yeah, so we're gonna just incorporate, mix, and just keep doing that till all the flour's in, and then we'll put the rest of the stuff in. Okay, so final ingredients are baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. So we're gonna add those in. Salt, I kind of eyeball. It says about a teaspoon. I think that's pretty good. Cinnamon, it's kind of up to you. Like, are you a cinnamony person or not? I'm gonna do like that. I think that's good. Wow, that was, it looks like a lot, but I promise it'll be good. Oh. Baking soda, we want to do like one of those, one of them. Want to make sure that's mixed really well because that baking soda has little chunks. So like I said, breaking all the laws of cooking, but you know, we do what we want, right? Okay guys, so this is our finished product here. Well, our partially finished product. What I like to do to make sure it's all good, and that's a simple taste test, you know? You gotta give it a little one of them. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now we're gonna take a classic little bundt pan here. We're gonna oil it up, and then we're gonna put our batter in. For oiling, I'm literally just gonna put some coconut oil on a paper towel, and I'm gonna rub it all around and make sure I cover everything so it doesn't stick. One other little pro tip to help things not stick is after you oil it or butter it or whatever you do, putting flour on the inside and then just shaking it around to get the flour to coat all the oil covered spots. That way it just helps it release more when it's done cooking. Yeah, and then you'll want to tap it out in the sink to get just the excess flour out. So the goal is to just have a super fine, thin layer of flour on the pan. So we're just gonna start the descent here. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. So this is what we have going in the oven. Okay, so while that cooks, we're gonna clean up and then we are going to make the little topping, little frosting added bonus. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so cake is baking. And now we are gonna throw together our little frosting topping. This is a very special treat. Sorry for this. Excuse me. This is a really fun little thing to add to it if you're gonna make it like a cake. I'm gonna make it just to show you, and then I'll probably add and use a little bit on my breakfast bread. But yeah, it's literally just some cream cheese. So you could use low fat or regular. I'm pretty sure this is regular. And I'm gonna use some maple syrup. And then I'm also going to use some cinnamon and some salt, and we're gonna blend her up. So yeah, you kind of have to coax her to mix, but that's kind of the finished product there. And it's just gonna be a nice little spread to put on the bread when you have it. Okay, so this is her directly out of the oven. Look at this beautiful, I mean, Grand Canyon who? That doesn't make any sense, but it, that's just so satisfying, isn't it? Okay, but anyway, true test, see if it's done. The poke test. Put it in. Voila, it's clean. She's done. Let's let her rest, and then we are gonna pop her out. Okay, so it's been like 15 to 20 minutes. We're gonna plop her out now. So the best way I've found to do that is to take a plate and just lay it over the top. Use your little cooling towel and literally just whoop. And she's free. Okay. But for real though, like, I wish you guys could smell and taste what is happening here, like the situation. The smell, it smells like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's great, so like, what's there not to love? Okay? And she's definitely very moist and dense on the inside, so like, come on. Okay, so I've gotten the whole setup here to garnish and make a beautiful little slice here, as you can see. And yeah, here we are. So as a final little farewell and abode, I just want to again state that this recipe is originally my grandma Marie's. I call her Grammy. She introduced this recipe to me a few years ago, I want to say, and I started making it when I was at school. And every Thanksgiving, every like fall birthday type thing, I would take it, and it was always a huge hit, and it's one of my favorite recipes. And I'm always altering or testing little new things with it, but the core of the recipe is the same. And probably one of my favorite parts about it, other than its amazing taste, is the fact that when I make it, I can just reminisce and remember memories with my grandma and just how much I love her and how I'm gonna call her after this because she's the best and I want to chit chat with her. But yeah, I just want to say shout out to my Grammy. I love you. You are one of the strongest women I know. You know, I can only hope to be as strong and just loving and caring and serving and just an amazing woman in general as you when I grow up. So thank you for being such a good example and for passing down such amazing recipes. Before we go, I'm going to do a little taste test here for you guys, and I really encourage you to make this recipe and to try it, and if you do, let me know, because like I said, it's my favorite and you will not be disappointed. Let's do a little bite. So good. Very moist, delicate. It's not tough at all. It breaks apart really easily in your mouth, but in like a soft, light way. It's not a very heavy cake, which is great. It's not too sweet. Like, it's really not that sweet at all. And you get a lot of those fall, like maple syrup. Let me finish chewing. That like maple syrup, cinnamon, pumpkin, all of these wonderful but simple tastes and textures and flavors kind of coming together in such a beautiful way, and I love it. And the cream cheese topping spread, whatever you want to do it, you could frost the cake with it if you wanted. There's a little bit of that sourness of the cream cheese that's so good. I'm so sorry for my background. I just love this cake so much, and that's why I'm making a video about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more stuff like this, let me know. Happy to cook, happy to show how I meal prep, happy to show how I make my oatmeal, all these things. I'm gonna learn to get better at my kitchen videotaping, I promise. And in the meantime, bear with me, we're in this together, and let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.